Collingwood Trading picked 34 in this year's draft and next year's first round selection for the 25-year-old. As the trade period continues, North Melbourne's bolstered its defensive stocks, with Richmond trading Biggie Nguyen to the Roos for pick 65, while Port Adelaide and Essendon remain at loggerheads over a swap of Xavier Dersmer for Brandon Zerk-Thatcher.
That's sport. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Hey, Woodville South Urgent Gasworks, Woodville Road near Findon Road. Stirling, speed restrictions due to recent fire, Mount Barker Road near the Stirling ramp, speeds of 25. And Para Hills West, Burst Water Main Bridge Road at Maxwell Road, speeds of 40 with the lane closed there. Busy at the moment, South Road at Karata Park, slow Anzac Highway at Marion Road, and we've got cameras Port Road at Cheltenham and Ridley Grove at Ferryden Park. It's Cheap Tuesday every day with the Subway Value Bites range, like a cheesy garlic toasty from $3.50. Value never tasted so good at Subway. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Berkowitz Spring Sale. Up to 40% off sofas, chairs, dining, recliners and more. Berkowitz Furniture Mile End.
Cloudy this afternoon, sunny tomorrow 22, sunny again Wednesday 27 and Thursday 30. Right now it's 17. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Oceania Cruises' 2025 collection is now on sale with Phil Hoffman Travel. Discover unique destinations across the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, South Pacific, New England, Alaska and more, with over 100 new itineraries, including 48 grand voyages. Experience Oceania Cruises' small ship luxury with expertly curated experiences. Book now for up to 10% early bird savings and 50% reduced deposits until November 30. Phil Hoffman Travel, pht.com.au.
No person living with disability should accept second best, ever. But unfortunately, when it comes to disability accommodation, there's a lot of second best out there. Thankfully, Orion Care is a shining star, offering beautiful new purpose-built supported disability homes in safe communities all over SA. And Orion Care can provide as little or as much care as you need. Visit orioncare.com.au and let's build a great life together.
G'day DIYer. At Bargain Steel Centre, you can DI as much as you like. Because at Bargain Steel Centre, we've got roofing and walling sheets rolled to length. We've got C-section rolled to length. We've got custom-made flashings and just about the biggest choice of RHS, angle, pipe and universal beam this side of Timbuktu. And because we're independent, you save lots. We can help you DI your guts out. Heaslip Road, Burton and suppliers of Colorbond Steel. bargainsteelcentre.com.au.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive of Western Hospital, Henley Beach. Orthopaedic surgery is enhanced at Western Hospital by a well-established short-stay program focusing on returning you home following your joint replacement. A joint school is provided prior to surgery, led by experienced orthopaedic nurses and physiotherapists who support you during your journey toward a safe and often early return home. For more information about orthopaedic short-stay surgery, visit westernhospital.com.au or call 8159 1200.
Why buy an Island Star caravan? Well, they're designed and used by Knowles Caravans. There's thousands on the road and 75% of Knowles customers are repeat buyers. They know when they're onto a good thing. Go with the people you can trust with 5 decades of service to Australia's caravanning community. You'll love the way they do business. Knowles Caravans, 561 Salisbury Highway, Greenfields, opposite Mawson Lakes. Serving Australia since 1974.
Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans.
It's Ian Healy, and I'm here to talk to you about back pain and Keezer. If you're one of the 80% of Australians who suffer from back pain, it's tempting to do nothing. But this can cause weaknesses down the road. The best place to start with back pain is exercise, and the best place to exercise is Keezer. Keezer's physios and Swiss-designed strength training equipment help you build strength in a supervised environment. I go to Keezer, and you can too, at our new clinic in Norwood. Book your initial assessment at keezer.com.au.
Sorry, Mel, I'm a bit rusty with the buttons. First day back. Let's now find out what's happening in 9 News tonight.
Tonight, a mystery spanning 2 decades. Now, the man police say is SA's notorious bicycle bandit faces court. A widow shot, her husband killed in an Adelaide road rage fight. But the man who did it could be free in 3 years. And from dating apps to Facebook Marketplace, catching predators and scammers before it's too late. See the full story live on 9 News at 6 p.m. and on 9 Now.
The 5AA Player app lets you listen to all your favourite 5AA shows wherever you go.
5AA Afternoons with Jade Robran. Pet Talk Back with Dr. Derek McNair.
And it is a good afternoon to Dr. Derek McNair, all thanks to our good mates from The Pet Butcher, baking fresh, lean and healthy meat and veggie loaves daily for your fussy, furry family. Hello, Dr. Derek.
Good afternoon.
Now, I need to ask a question because I know that you snuck away for a weekend and the cats. What did you do with the cats?
Yeah. Well, I sort of felt like a bit of a wuss, but it was the first time, yes, we went to Sydney for a beautiful wedding of my wife's cousin's daughter, fabulous, but we went away and our dog we left with a friend who we know is lovely and loves dogs, and so we know that was going to be fabulous. But our cats, we thought, we'll put them in a cattery. Yeah. And I did put them in, I won't mention its name, but what I think is the best cattery in Adelaide.
Right.
So if anyone wants to know, they can phone me later on and I can let them know. But leaving them there, we took Wilma and Pebbles up there, I think on Thursday. I went, oh, I hope you'll be okay.
You got the guilt.
You get the guilt because you sort of think, apart from the RSPCA, our house is the only house they've ever lived in. And that's been for the last 4 years. They haven't been anywhere else in their life. So to take them somewhere else and leave them, you feel very guilty. Although it was the best thing for them and fabulous. And we picked them up this morning and they're so happy there. They're so happy. Yes.
What do they do? Are they on a cat holiday? Do they get spoiled?
Yes, absolutely get spoiled. There's all different levels of places they can sit. There's scratching posts, there's chairs they can sit on. They can look out where it is. They've got fields, they can look out onto fields, and there's animals outside that they can look at, and they can look at the cats next door. And so it's probably very nice for them. I probably felt guilty. That's probably more exciting than it is for them than my home.
They're like, oh, great, Dad's here to pick us up.
Yes, I know.
We're not
They
ready to
probably
go
say,
yet.
yes, no, we don't want to go. We'll just stay another couple of weeks. Thank you.
But cats don't always like other cats. So do they have to hang out and be friends?
No, they don't mix directly. But they can see them, and they can see them very closely through windows and stuff like that. And
so like in a zoo.
It's interesting for them. And as I say, they could look outside, which was really nice as well. So yeah.
So you booked another holiday this weekend then?
No, I have to go over the guilt first, and then we'll do another one.
Isn't it always the case? It sounds like even, when you're dropping your kids off to school for their first day and you just, my babies. I'm leaving my babies for the first time.
You're leaving them in charge of someone else.
Yeah, you're not, but they're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So all calls today go into the running to win a $50 voucher. All thanks to our good mates from The Pet Butcher. So you can head on in and get one of their yummy, freshly baked loaves containing all natural fresh meat and veggies, all from The Pet Butcher. And joining us, Craig in Engle Farm. Hello, Craig.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How's that cute pug of yours?
Yes, good. I've just, with our 11-month-old Roddy started limping a bit last week, and I've got him to the vet over the weekend. I'm just picking him up now from scans, but basically it looks like she's done a ACL or ICL to her back leg, and they're recommending some fairly intensive surgery. It's going to cost a bucket, which is fine, but I just wanted to know that the pros and cons. I mean, they're talking about shaving her kneecap and putting a plate in and to help support that tendon, because they said if the operation isn't done, it's just going to get worse and it's going to get arthritic as she gets older. And I was just wondering whether you could explain the pros and cons. Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, it's an A for Adelaide, CL.
Yep.
And if you listen to the Footy Show, they talk about it a lot, because a lot of footballers do their ACLs, which is short for the anterior cruciate ligament.
How does a dog do one?
Usually in the same way as footballers.
Right.
They often jump and twist badly, but they've actually done some research and they've found that a lot of dogs who rupture their ACL, so the ACL is a ligament that goes through the inside of the knee, and that basically stops the two bones below the knee from being able to wiggle backwards and forwards in relation to the bone above the knee. So these ligaments are just basically bits of rope that hold the bones in the correct position in relation to each other. So when one of them breaks or gets stretched, then yeah, you find that I always make the analogy of if you use a walking stick and then you put a hinge in it and you're walking along, you put the stick down and you expect it to hold you, and then all of a sudden it sort of starts to wobble. Yes, and that's what happens with ACL. The knee just becomes wobbly. So if there was an extremely mild stretching of the ligament, then sometimes if you're very, very lucky, and if you have a dog that you can rest really very strictly, even sometimes large dogs, it will heal, but it's not common, and that would only be the case if it was stretched and not completely torn. Is it torn in your dog's case?
I believe it is, yeah. We're about to find out in 5 minutes. So she's been in having scans today, but they believe that it was torn, yeah. And she's just so excitable. She's only 11 months old.
Yes.
And, 40 kilograms. She's such a big baby. She's beautiful, but very distraught about this. Yeah.
Yes. The sad news is if she has torn it completely, then yes, almost certainly the surgery is the way to go. The good news, ignoring the cost, which is not cheap, is that yes, it's very, very strange. There's a couple of surgeries they do where they actually, when you Google it, you think this is not going to work, but they actually basically break the bone below the knee and then reset it in a different position. And what that does is alters the angle of the back leg and alters the angle at the top of what's called the tibia, which is the big bone below the knee. And so they actually don't replace the ligament at all, and it works fabulously well. If there's no complications, if there's nothing goes wrong, and usually there isn't. If you go to a surgeon you want to go to a surgeon who does them all the time. There's probably about 5 around Adelaide who I think do it really well. And so if you go to them, as I say, if you look at it and Google and research the operation, you think, heavens, this is terrible. But they recover very quickly, and it works fabulously well, pretty well in every case. So,
okay, well, that's good news, yeah.
Yes, but unfortunately, it's probably about a 10 kilo limit. Dogs below 10 kilos, often their cruciate will repair with strict rest, but not always. Dogs above 10 kilos, it hardly ever happens. So, unfortunately, your dog being 40 kilos, the odds on it healing without surgery are not high, Craig, I'm afraid.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you so much for your advice, Dr. Derek.
No, good luck. Let us know how you go, please.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. Yeah. Oh, you can hear it in his voice. He's really distraught about that.
Yeah, but
and at 11 months old, still a pup.
Yes. Oh, I know. It's as I say, my dog. Not to talk about yucky stories, but my dog who was at the RSPCA with a badly broken leg. She had to get 4 leg operations because her leg was broken when she was 4 months old. What's called her growth plates hadn't finished their work, and so if you get damage to young dogs' legs, the growth plates sometimes close too soon, and so the bone doesn't grow correctly, and so the bone will actually grow at a funny angle. So you sometimes need some remodeling and stuff. But one of these surgeons who I think does the operation that Craig's dog will probably need did a fantastic job, and she most of the time doesn't limp at all. Yeah.
Oh, good news. Okay, well, we are going to take a super short break. We're coming to you live on our live stream. Well, thanks to our good mates at Foodland Supermarkets. You can tune in from your Facebook channel or also YouTube as well. If you've got any questions that you would like to ask Dr. Derek about your pet, call in 8223 0000, and all callers today, they do go into the running to win a $50 voucher, all thanks to our good mates from the Pet Butcher. They are baking beautiful freshly baked loaves that are containing natural fresh meat and veggies. So if you want to win that, call in and ask Dr. Derek a question. We'll be back very soon.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
There used to be a saying, this trade period can win you a flag and they can certainly lose you one. If we have a look at the premiers of the last 2 years, Geelong won last year's flag. They got Jeremy Cameron. And then you look at Collingwood this year, Howe, Crisp, Hill won the Norm Smith, Mitchell Brownlow medalist. You trade for needs.
Yeah. Rowie and Timmy G.
Go through Port Adelaide. You've been looking at that last piece of the puzzle for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah. 4 p.m. weekdays on 5AA.
Introducing the 2023 World Performance Car of the Year. The Kia EV6 GT. 430 kilowatts of power and 740 Newton metres of torque. With its unique Australian-tuned GT suspension and steering, the Kia EV6 exceeds all expectations. The Kia EV6 GT, the most powerful Kia ever built.
Kia, movement that inspires. The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
Our pets are clearly part of the family, so to show them that you care, head into your local Cheapest Chips for amazing catalogue deals out this Wednesday. Upgrade your furry friend's bed with 20% off all dog and cat beds, like the Mishka Plush Round Cat Bed, just $39.20. That'll save you $9.80. Hessian Pet Bed for $39.20. That again will save you $9.80. Or check out the Fleece Dog Bed for only $12.80. That'll save you $3.20. And get your puppy off to a great start with puppy training pads. 100 pack, just $29. That'll save you $5. As always, there's loads more in store, so get to your local Cheapest Chips for amazing catalogue deals out now, because even pets live cheaper every day at Cheapest Chips.
Keep it clean and running like a dream with F10 fuel treatment. Whether it's cars, trucks, earth-moving machinery, boats or bikes, petrol or diesel, no matter what you drive, F10 makes engines run smoother and more efficiently, cleans and protects injectors and pumps, and extends the life of your engine. F10 removes water, wax, varnishes and diesel bug contamination. F10 fuel treatment. Available at Atom, Bailey's Marine Fuels, Blackwoods, Burson's and Repco stores.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. If you're a fan of the award-winning true crime podcast, Just Lawful, don't miss Just Lawful Live at the Norwood Concert Hall on November 1st. Book at humanitix.com. Love cars? Enjoy Northern Muscle Car Club's Charity Family Fun Day for Heart Kids SA, October 29 at Virginia Oval. 5AA, supporting local business.
The T2D project is the biggest road project our state has ever undertaken. It will change the way South Australians live, move and connect. We're shaping the future of South Australia. Learn more at t2d.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
The wait is over. Exclusive Hot Wheels have arrived at Drake's Supermarkets. Get your free exclusive Hot Wheels car with every $60 you spend. There's 15 cars to collect with 3 awesome sets of 5. Don't miss out. There's a new set of 5 released every fortnight. They're only available exclusively at Drake's, so you'd better be quick. They'll race out the door. Drake's. Ingredients for race days.
The 5AA player lets you stream 5AA on your phone wherever you are.
5AA afternoons with Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Pet Talk, back with Dr. Derek McNair. If you'd like to talk pets and ask him a question, 8223 0000 is the number to call. We've got Paul in West Beach on the line, a beautiful part of the world. Hi, Paul.
Hi, how you going?
We're well.
Good, thank you.
Hi, Dr. Derek.
Hello.
This is a bit of a crazy one. We're on our way to Blenman in the Flinders Ranges. So we're not at West Beach at the moment.
Yes.
And we are picking up 2 female purebred working kelpies.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Do you have to sell a kidney or two for them?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cash sale. So, yeah, this litter, when I called, we were just going to get the one beautiful little girl, but they talked me into getting 2 girls from the same litter.
They're good salesmen. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't break up the sisters.
No.
Well, that's what I thought.
You'll get up there and come back with 3.
Yeah, that's right. You're a good man.
But we've since heard that it's actually a fair bit more work, potentially, having the 2 from the same litter. We have to get separate crates, and we sort of have to keep them separate when we, set the ground rules and train them a little bit.
How old are they?
Oh, they're 8 weeks old.
8 weeks,
yeah.
okay. Not really. Not really. I mean, you have to put a lot of work into one puppy, and you have to put a lot of work into 2 puppies. So it's important that you get them booked into puppy school, and then it's important you get them booked into obedience classes afterwards, because especially with Kelpies, they are super intelligent, super energetic, and if you don't sort of, 1, give them enough to do, and 2, take the lead and be in control of them, it could be. I've known puppies to be very expensive because people lose their settees and furniture and tables and all this sort of thing. So,
But they're
2 is
working
good.
dogs.
2 is good.
Do you just start working them straight away?
dogs.
I mean,
Well, no. So the transition from a farm, which this will be, to the beach, in the park, evidently they're going to be inherently instinctive. So we have to sort of adapt them to the beach rather than rounding up sheep, etc.
Oh.
Yes, yes. Well, it's, and you're correct, because they can, if they're not trained and stuff, they can go and start rounding up people and rounding up and rounding up other dogs, and that can lead to problems because other dogs don't like being rounded up, and that's why. And it's the same with any puppy, but especially with super energetic dogs who want to spend all day running up and down over mountains, then they have a lot of energy. So, yes, you just need to put the work in at the start, and you'll need to find a way to get them to release that energy. There'll be a Kelpie club. You could ask them what their people do, if there's a place they take them to expend their energy. But yes, putting all the work in at the start is what you need to do. 2 dogs are good. When you leave them alone, they've got company. So I am quite a fan of 2 dogs. And but it's just doing the work at the start, Paul.
And then, Paul, if one doesn't work out, ring me, because they sound like they'd be great at rounding up my boys.
Yes,
bedtime.
yes.
Come on. Let's go to Jenny and McGill. Hi, Jenny.
Hi. Hi, Dr. Derek.
Hello.
My cat's been diagnosed with a blocked tear duct.
Yes.
And he's had a few different things in treatment, but nothing has worked.
Yes.
Somebody has suggested that a dose of doxycycline tablets might help him.
Mhm.
Any suggestions from you?
How long's your cat's tear duct been blocked for?
Since about June.
Okay. It's doxycycline might work. Doxycycline is an antibiotic,
Yes.
and it has some antiviral activity as well, and it has a mild amount of anti-inflammatory activity as well. So it depends with the tear duct, and cats have tear ducts just like we do, the little holes in the corner, the inside corner of the eye next to the nose, and that drains the tears, because we're all crying all the time because the eyeball needs to be kept moist. So the big question is the tear duct completely closed because it's scarred over, because maybe it's been damaged with a bit of trauma, or is it closed because there's inflammation around the area? So
I think it's probably inflammation, because there was a test done with the fluid, and a little bit came out through the nose, but most of it came down through the eye.
Okay. Have you tried any anti-inflammatory eye drops?
We've tried, is it Maxidex?
Maxidex, yes.
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 Yeah.
Did that help at all?
It did a bit, but I'm a bit loath to. Because it's his eye, I'm a bit concerned that I don't want to sort of damage the eye. So
Yes.
I just wondered.
Yes, and I agree. You don't want to use Maxidex long term because you increase the risk of getting ulcers. So, but if it helped a bit, then inflammation is playing a small part. And so maybe trying a course of doxycycline. I guess I'm not super optimistic, Jenny. Generally with these things, there is an eye specialist, and there's another chap who's almost an eye specialist who can do surgery and actually open up the end of the tear duct. But it's surgery. It's not cheap, but that is the thing that usually works. And I find most other things, unfortunately, don't work very well. And your other option is just to keep on sort of bathing the side of the face that the tears are spilling down.
Jenny, thank you so much. John, unfortunately, we're not going to get time to have a chat with you, but Craig, he has taken our $50 voucher from the pet butcher. He can buy his beautiful pup who sounds like he's going to go under the knife at a nice loaf.
Well, then he get lots of treats for his dogs when he's recovering.
Lots of love in recovery.
That's very nice. Good choice.
Thanks, Dr. Derek, as
Pleasure.
always. We're going to take a short break, get today's headlines with Mel on the other side. The Adelaide Film Festival are about to release a beautiful film on KI. We will be joined by the director who will tell us all about it. We'll be back soon.
This is Adelaide's FIVEAA.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. The alleged bicycle bandit has fronted court today. He was remanded in custody with the magistrate ordering a home detention report. Woolworths say they will do everything they can to support workers impacted by yesterday's fire at Stirling. The Catholic Archdiocese of Adelaide has announced an ecumenical service to pray for peace in Israel and the Palestinian territories at St Francis Xavier's Cathedral. And in sport, Collingwood has bolstered its forward line, signing Lachie Schultz from Fremantle. The FIVEAA forecast, cloudy this afternoon, sunny tomorrow 22. Right now it's 17. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on FIVEAA.
A beautiful veranda perfectly matched to your home, made tough from quality steel at Adelaide's best price. Bargain Steel Centre. We're manufacturers right here in Adelaide, so you buy direct and save. We'll come to you, measure up, then custom build and install. Large choice of colours and styles, fully welded so it's stronger, and we'll even handle council approval. Your new veranda at Adelaide's best price, or we'll beat it by 5%. Suppliers of Colorbond Steel. bargainsteelcentre.com.au.
Dreaming of a holiday right now? The St John Christmas Home Lottery has $100,000 in brilliant travels holidays to iconic destinations. How would you feel knowing you have a holiday paid for if you won? Plus, all tickets go into the $5.2 million grand prize draw, including a luxurious waterfront home in Westlakes, or choose $4.5 million in cash. Get your tickets at stjohnlottery.com.au before midnight Sunday for your chance to win. Licence number M14453.
It all started in the back shed. Maybe it started early or late. Either way, the Olympic Industry Sale means there's no need to wait. With big savings on our entire range of SA engineered sheds, garages, carports and verandas, you can afford to start something big, tough or tasty in your own backyard. Start something with the Olympic Industry Sale. On now.
You don't live in a home, you grow up in one. At Metricon, we didn't become the most trusted by being the cheapest. We did it by caring more. For over 45 years, it's our commitment to doing things the right way, the Metricon way. And right now, get the stylish 4-bedroom Delta 22 with peak facade from just $239,900. Metricon, love where you live. Conditions apply. Excludes land and site costs. BLD 231776.
With energy prices continuing to soar, Solar Heart is helping smart Australians soak up more sunshine, store more energy, and save more money on every bill. And right now, you can save up to $750 on Solar Heart solar power systems. The bigger the system, the bigger the saving. But with government incentives set to reduce, it pays to get in quick. Don't settle for soaring energy prices. Get smart. Get Solahard. Terms and conditions apply.
What is artificial intelligence? What it's not is a global machine uprising to enslave the human race. Well, we hope not. But at Arusa, AI means better business. Arusa AI is a quicker way to search for medical records. Arusa AI is enhanced manufacturing and improved stock monitoring. Arusa AI is always having enough pens in the stationery cupboard. AI isn't coming, it's here. Don't get left behind.
Arusa. Innovate.
The FIVEAA Player app lets you listen to all your favourite FIVEAA shows wherever you go.
FIVEAA Afternoons with Jade Robran.
Mum, can we have chicken tonight, tomorrow?
Oh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies when I hear that, because we've been talking about food that your parents fed you when you're a younger kid, that it's just turned you off for life. And mine is apricot chicken. It was in a jar, and you just basically get a tin of apricots and chicken, maybe even an onion if you want to get really fancy, stir it all together. I think I was fed that over and over again. Sure, okay, we didn't have all the takeaways that we do now. We didn't have Uber Eats, so I get that this was just a quick and easy, healthy-ish meal, but I was fed it so many times that is the food I cannot eat ever again. So today is actually World Food Day. So we tapped into the mind of psychologist Dr. Marnie Leishman about why do we go off certain childhood foods, and it was a very, very interesting chat. But basically it came down to the fact that our parents screwed it up for us. They made us eat it over and over again. A lot of messages coming through about veggies, the green ones. I try to get my kids to enjoy veggies last night, zucchini. So they're okay with broccoli. We're ticked with broccoli. We're ticked with peas. Beans we're okay with. So we try to bring in zucchini last night. Fail. That did not cross the line. So we thought we'd have a little bit of a laugh. Jen in Somerton Park, what are the foods that you cannot eat anymore? Good afternoon.
Sauce makes my stomach turn nearly. I'm nearly 60 and I still cannot even stomach it. Used to have it every Thursday night.
Okay, so the phone just clicked in because we've got a new phone service. It was a little bit slow on the uptake. What was the food again?
Corned beef and white sauce.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, no. It's making me almost dry reach just thinking about it.
So Jono, my producer, is in the exact same spot. He said, that is the food I cannot eat. Mum and Dad served it all the time. So did Mum and Dad give it to you way too many times?
Absolutely. Every staple, every Thursday night was corned beef and white sauce. And it was like, oh.
And then if you don't eat it all, then there's sandwiches the next day.
Absolutely. Yes, damn right. The only good thing about it was Friday night was fish and chip night, so that was just something to look forward to.
And do you know, my nana and pa, when we used to go down to FIVEAA for, school holidays to stay with them, that was always the special treat food. So, but sometimes it'd be beautiful, and then other times Nana would get a little bit excited with the amount of salt that she'd put into the water. So you'd be eating and you'd be like, oh, that's so salty, I can't stomach it.
Yeah, no, still scarred for life on that one.
Well, that's a good thing. Look, it means that you haven't passed it on to your children, so they're not going to have the same phobia as you.
I think they'd leave home if I did. Maybe I should try. No.
Jen, thank you so
much. I'm
much.
looking after my grandchildren this week, all this week, so maybe I'll try them.
Well, hey, no, do you know what? You couldn't even bring yourself to make it, I bet.
No, I couldn't even buy it. No way. No.
Jen, thank you so much for calling in. Let's go now to Hannah Ford from 7 News in Adelaide, who has been in court today covering the story of the alleged bicycle bandit. Hannah, thanks so much for joining us. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, earlier in the program, we wanted to have a chat with you, but you're in court. It is a story with a lot of twists and turns. What's happened in court today? What have you learned?
That's right. Well, I've just been in his first appearance. As you've probably already told your listeners, he was arrested. This man, the alleged bicycle bandit, was arrested on Friday. We know that the man that was arrested's name is Kim Parsons, and that he is a former police officer. He's 73 years old, and the court heard today that he has stage 4 cancer. His lawyer applied for bail for him, saying that he only has months to live, and that his cancer in his lungs and in his eye, and that he has trouble eating and swallowing due to this cancer, and that he requires a lot of medical treatment. She argued that it would be a burden on the prison system for him to stay in custody at this time. The DPP or prosecutors opposed that. They said that he does have the potential to destroy evidence. I'm sure your listeners are familiar with this story, but he's accused of many hold-ups, almost a dozen over the state between 2004 and 2014, all of them ANZ or Bank SA branches, and all in regional areas, Mannum, Lobethal, Mount Pleasant, Nunda, Yankalilla, Balaclava. He terrorised hundreds of staff and customers. I've spoken to several victims actually who just say they are still traumatised, some of them, that some of them couldn't leave their house after being held up by this man. And he used a rifle, an assault rifle, one of which was, police say it is the weapon that was seized from his O'Sullivan Beach home on Friday when they raided it. What else was seized from his house was a taser, other rifles, and more than $250,000 worth of silver bullion.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so they say they have a very strong case, that DNA located at the scene when the accused bicycle bandit left blood there matches, and also a second sample of DNA left on a bike also left at another scene.
And was that historically, and that they've just been able to match those by cross-examining later on?
Yes. Yep. It's unclear how they've come across this DNA match or how they've been able to. That remains unclear. That'll probably unravel as this court process goes on. But yes, after it's been 2 decades, it's been that long, and they've finally been able to make these matches. So just DNA has really changed the way we can solve these cases. Obviously, police did make a point to say that this has been a long-running investigation, and there are other pieces to this puzzle that have helped them sort of crack this case after this long. So amazing work by them.
Oh, incredible. And Hannah, I mean, we're talking about dating back to 2004. I mean, did we learn anything more about, the psyche behind it? I mean, why he did it and over why so many times? Were they just opportunists, break-in, hold-ups? Why?
Yeah, absolutely. No idea. That will be something, the motivation for this will hopefully be something that becomes clear and form a very big part of this case. What we didn't know before and what we were able to reveal on 7 News last night was that the accused man was a former police officer for several years. Yeah. So that shows a little bit. I think others had thought that perhaps he was quite good at the way he went about these crimes. So it wasn't a shock to some to know that he was an officer himself. And at the time of most of the offending, he was an MFS firefighter. He's now retired in that. But this accused man has been a mystery for so long, and that mystery is just starting to unravel all these decades later.
Absolutely. Look, Hannah, thank you so much. I know you've had a really busy day, so we really appreciate the update.
No problem at all.
Thank you. From 7 News in Adelaide, Hannah Forward, and you can watch her full report from the courtrooms tonight on 7 News at 6 o'clock. So that, how's this? So 252 kilograms of silver bullion. That has a street value of around $277,000. Now, that was located in the shed of his, they're saying in the advertiser that it was a multi-million-dollar home. So, it's incredible, this story. It really is, many, many years in the making. And your thoughts obviously go out to the victims, the communities, and his family. Did they even know that this gentleman was this bicycle bandit? Was he, the person that they were living with? Did they know that he was living this double life? So much more to come out of it. We are going to take a really short break. On the other side, the Adelaide Film Festival.
Look around your house and yard.
If you see old tools, broken bike frames, an old fridge and even that old car, don't look at it as junk, look at it as dollar signs. At Nor Metals, our priority is to give you the best value for your scrap metal disposal. We offer cash for scrap Monday to Friday and Saturday mornings for a range of different steel supplies and car components, including bodies and radiators. Get cash for your scrap at Nor Metals, 255 Grand Junction Road, Ottaway.
Things were getting a little frosty in the apartment when Unit 5 renovated without speaking to the owners or checking the internal walls. And something hasn't been quite right with the water pressure ever since. Thankfully, the Strata Manager was there to save the day. Hello? Strata Manager? Is your Strata Manager missing in action? Save yourself the drama. Talk to Stratarama. It's easier than you'd think to switch. Stratarama.com.au.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive of Western Hospital Henley Beach. We all hear that access to general practitioners is increasingly difficult. Healthcare costs are escalating and many question the value for money when accessing GPs. Western GP Clinic are proud to boast a level of care and expertise encompassing a holistic approach, whilst providing a value option. To discuss your GP questions, call 1300 934 325. That's 1300 934 325 or visit westernhospitalgp.com.au.
There's no such thing as a fireproof workplace, so the little things make a big difference when it comes to fire safety. Like knowing you're in good hands, with people on the ground, close at hand, with Safe Fire Electrical. Headquartered in SA, we're on hand to help with everything, from design and installation through to training and maintenance of fire safety systems. Get in touch with Safe Fire Electrical for a fire safety checkup. Visit safefire.com.au.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family owned and operated, because it's personal.
Then I saw her face.
The FIVEAA player lets you stream FIVEAA on your phone wherever you are.
FIVEAA Afternoons with Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Afternoons. Thank you so much for joining us. We're coming to you on our live stream. You can tune in via Facebook or YouTube, all thanks to our good mates from Foodland Supermarkets. Now, I'm about to play you a trailer. It's called A Burnt Half and tells the tale of resilience. Now, this movie has been selected for the Adelaide Film Festival. It delves deeply into the aftermath of those catastrophic January 2020 bushfires on Kangaroo Island.
Pretty much the worst day of your life, really, looking at a tsunami of fire coming straight at you.
It was just horrendous conditions, and there was no one saving livestock. You couldn't see. It was just as dark as the inside of a dog.
Like the bottom of flames, and it's just burning across the trees, and you cannot breathe.
CFS have got rules and regulations, and they don't really apply, because you're not going to go to sleep when your mate's house is under fire.
Yeah, of course I can remember what it looked like, yeah. I've lost the shed, probably $1.5 million worth of machines, my house. This is a Makita drill.
It is a gripping story. It delves, like I said, into the absolute devastation brought upon by the Kangaroo Island bushfires that occurred in January 2020. Joining us now is Stephen de Villiers, who is the director of the film. Stephen, thanks so much for your time. That does give you chills, doesn't it?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks very much for having me on your show. Yeah, look, it's wonderful to listen to some of those, what have, I guess, become quite iconic lines. Obviously, I've been working on the project for nearly 4 years, so but it's wonderful. Wonderful is obviously a loaded word, but what I mean is it's great to be bringing it to an audience finally, and obviously to just, revisit what were truly harrowing, but also, I guess, quite pivotal, experiences from our fellow South Australians that I felt really compelled to to try and capture and represent.
And, I mean, the bushfires took everybody by surprise, the severity of them, and it just wiped out Kangaroo Island half of. And such a close-knit community. Now, a lot of these people are so bloody resilient. I mean, we even heard a joke in there, but a lot of these guys won't talk to the media. They don't want to, and neither should they. So for a lot of us, we actually haven't heard their story. So it's a really brave, powerful story for us to also hear what they actually went through, because not many people do.
Look, absolutely. And I was there quite early on, actually for some work, just following some of the first responders, making a little film about that experience of some of the utility providers, etc., right in the sort of sheer aftermath of it. And sort of while I was there, I sensed that there's a much bigger story to be told, one that will unfold over 2, 3, who knows how many years, as you drive past what was once a home is now just a pile of sort of mangled corrugated iron. And the news cameras kind of were everywhere, but I guess I'm a documentary filmmaker, not really a sort of a news journalist in that sense at all. So I wanted to sort of see what the story would look like in 2-3 months plus, and we were able to do that. And you're right, they were camera shy, they were in a way exhausted. They just wanted to sort of take stock. No one really wanted to have another camera in their face. So I was very hypersensitive to that. And that's why we stuck around. I mean, I was on the ground for a week later, just knowing that there was a bigger story. I didn't really know what story we were going to capture then. I just had a really strong impulse and instinct to be back on the island as soon as possible after that initial trip. And I think, to your point, one of the people who are in that film and were just on that clip you played, we sat around patiently without really getting our cameras out for a few hours at a CFS station. And I think one of the guys said, all right, you blokes have been here bloody long enough. What do you want to know? Like, I think we almost had to, we had to prove that we weren't, just chasing the whole, if it bleeds, it leads kind of thing.
Yeah.
And slowly we won a bit of trust. And then I think once you've won someone over in a community like that, then the doors started to open to us, and people would say things like, you should really speak to my mate, here's his number. And we never would have got that access had we not, I guess, initially won trust and demonstrated that we were trying to operate with integrity and sensitivity to the harrowing ordeal that we're going through. And it's very difficult as a filmmaker to pull out a camera at a point like that. But, on the one hand, you've got your audience who, like you say, fellow South Australians and Australians, and indeed the global community who would love to hear that story to create empathy and generosity. But yeah, it's a balancing act.
What is the purpose of it?
Of the film, you mean?
Yeah.
Look, that's both a difficult and simple question. I suppose I had a burning instinct that there was a story that needed to be told, and I didn't yet know the story when we started our production. But I had a real sense that there was a profound and pivotal chapter of South Australian history that was unfolding, and there was a risk it wouldn't get told, it wouldn't get captured, it wouldn't get shared and remembered. And of course, it's no secret that bushfire events have happened since and are continuing to happen. If we think what just happened in the European summer we've just had, and who knows what's going to happen in our Southern Hemisphere summer now. So I suppose on one level, I was interested in the psychology of recovery. I was interested in exploring, especially in a microcosm like the west end of Kangaroo Island, which is, as you say, a very tight-knit community, looking at what that does to a community. How does a community cope? How do they recover? How do they heal? And these are sort of themes that the film touches on. And how do you give place to it? And also, when is it most dangerous? I mean, the interesting thing is it was kind of 2 years after the fires when the mental health crisis really took off on the island, because suddenly fences are rebuilt. You've done the hard work. It's just go, 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 sort of for the first 18 months, they say. And then it's like, what do you do now when you don't have a to-do list as long as your arm, and you get to sort of, and then the nightmares are sort of coming back. So I guess I wanted to try and with generosity, tell that specific story, but in the specificity, I think there is a universal resonance. So I'm hoping that the film will find a universal resonance, and as other communities tell similar stories, whether you're Athens or Canada, whatever it is, that this little film might form part of that broad narrative where we start to take stock of how we are dealing with a volatile environment, climate, if you will, and, you know, these things aren't going to go away. So I wonder if I've been able to peel back the curtain on that emotional arc to a degree, and perhaps it has resonance for similarly affected communities in the future.
Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. And again, congratulations for being selected in the 2023 Adelaide Film Festival. It is a beautiful, it's hard, it's harrowing, but it's a beautiful story. So congratulations.
Thanks very much. Appreciate the call.
David Villiers there, the director and also producer of The Burnt Half. Let's go now. We've got a couple of calls. We've got Brian in Craigmore. Hello, Brian. You've called in to tell me what food you can no longer eat.
Try.
Oh, that is another one. Okay, so this is revolting. I think everyone on the planet.
Food you can buy.
No, thanks. That should be outlawed. That.
Yeah, we used to have broad beans.
Oh, gross. And
that's potato.
And I bet they threw in Brussels sprouts just for good measure.
Yep.
Oh.
And you know, my second worst enemy is broad beans. I can't eat them.
I don't blame you. Can you please stay on the line, Brian? Because for your hard efforts of having to be fed tripe as a youngster, I would love to send you to the Beta Birdwood Finish Festival. David in Clarence Gardens, what can you no longer eat? Oh, you've disappeared. That's okay. Look, ladies and gents, thank you so much for a lovely afternoon. Great chatting to you as always. The Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G is coming up next. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Bye.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. Over 30 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Peter from Go Vita, Tanunda. This month we have a great offer on Natural Road's psyllium husk. Gentle fibre to keep you regular. Save 70%